every physiology practical, this is the introduction of the practical. So every physiology practical should have the following points or headings. Until you complete all those points, your practical is not finished. You should have these points in your mind while writing the practical in your exam. First of all, your first heading should be the principle of the practical. The principle of the practical is the uh, rule which we ought to follow in all our practical reasoning, which we cannot lead to irrational decisions. So the principle of the practical should be our first heading. Then the second heading should be the apparatus of the practical. The apparatus of the practical should have all those ingredients, all those things that we require during performing our practical. It should include all the reagents and all the requirements. Like in the blood related practical, we required lancet, we required spirit swab, we required microscope. All these are included in the apparatus. Next, after writing the apparatus, we write the procedure of the practical. We should write the procedure systemically, point wise. We should write each point how we are going to perform the practical. Okay, after writing down the procedure of the practical, we will go to the observations and calculations of the practical. As you know, all the practicals of physiology mostly require calculations, like blood related practical, RBC count, WBC count. So we should write down the observation and calculations after the procedure of the practical. The calculations should include all the tables, whatever is needed according to the practical. And at the end, we will write down the precautionary measures that we should avoid while performing the practical. So, all the practicals should at least have these 5 points until we finish the practical. We should not omit any point while writing down the practical. This is very important while writing down the physiology practicals in terms of examination. We should write down the result during calculation of the practical. So there should be another heading of the result of the practical. Summarize, physiology practical should have principle in the beginning, then the apparatus or the requirements for the practical, then all the procedures with the in terms of points, the observations, the calculations, and at the end of the calculation there should be the result, and at the end of all the practical there should be precautionary measures, whether you should write 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, thank you so much.